Welcome to Bluebird Lane Creations. My name is Tiffany, and it's time to get creative. So this is going to be part 4. We're on part 4. Last time we were together, we made this master board. This is just a process of collaging pieces of your scraps, or you can tear pieces of paper that match your theme for your journal. Right now I am working on this particular journal. We've put this together, so on the signature page is in. We'll be decorating before you know it. It's turning out beautiful. This is my very first full journal like this. I've never done one before, so I appreciate everybody who's been following along in my journey. So on the last episode of this journal, we had made this master board. Now, in my free time, I have made a second one of these. I have already cut it up. So we're going to cut this one together. I'm going to have to do the sewing off screen because my camera's not set up to see my sewing machine at this time. But we'll do most of these steps together. So I'm going to bring in my Tim Holtz trimmer. This is my big one, and I'm actually going to break out the arm. This is what I usually use for my 12 by 12 papers. Right now, I don't have a different trimmer. I think I would prefer a different type of trimmer, but this one's been really nice. So I have no complaints about this one other than the arm, and a lot of my measurements right here cause, let's see, I'm not even sure if I'm on screen. A lot of my measurements right here between the 6-inch mark, like if I was to do 6 1/4, I'm kind of guessing, right? So a lot of junk journaling doesn't matter so much, so that's helpful. But with that being said, this paper this is a big piece of paper, and I actually found these cream colored pieces of cardstock at an estate sale. It's 9.5 wide, and I believe I want to say it's over 12. 12.5. So it's 9.5 by 12.5. So it's a big piece of cardstock, and I got a whole little box full of them, and I just thought, wow, those will make great masterboards. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to cut this up today together. Now, be mindful somewhat of, if you collage things down, if it's important to you to have the writing in the right direction, this is where you'd want to pay attention. I don't care so much how that works out for me personally. So I have decided to cut this. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do 6. That leaves me, so I'm going to make some tags. I'm going to make some journal cards, and we'll see what we can come up with here. So I'm going to cut this at 6. Is it stressful? Stressful cutting through the masterboard a little bit, just because I don't want to mess it up. But I think this will be perfect. So now we've got 6. I'm going to cut this one more time. So I will have 2 strips that are 3 inches long, approximately. I'm sorry, 3 inches wide. Apologize. So we'll cut that, and then let's see, 12.5. So I'm going to do, this is where I said that 6 1/4 is a little tricky. So these won't be exact, but I'm just taking a guess here, about 6 1/4. Since they're 12.5, we'll do half, and then we're going to make these. These will be our tags. Again, this one is the 12.5. We're going to go 6 1/4, and like I said, it's an approximate. It's not going to matter on these. They're going to be on different pages. No one will know unless they take them out and put them all sized together. On this one, I think, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and do 5. And then, let's see, I'm going to take this end first because I am going to have a little piece left over, and I didn't want it all to be blue. So I'm going to start on this end and cut that at 5. That's going to be one of our journaling cards, and we're going to make one more of those. And then we've got one bitty little piece left, and this will just be a tiny, maybe a tiny journaling card, I guess. We can embellish this or do whatever. So let me get this out of the way, tuck the little arm back under. It's kind of handy, actually, because it's a space saver. I don't have to have a huge footprint for, and I can keep my trimmer nearby. So, see if we, I don't know if we could put this back together the same way, but you'll get the gist of it. Let's see. It's like a little puzzle. Something like this. So if you hold tight, I am going to, off camera, well, I guess we can go ahead and trim these. Let's trim these together. So I'm going to take and just make a little tag shape by cutting. I'm going to start with one corner. I'm going to then flip this corner. You know, see what I did? So here, flip to the back of here, and we're going to go ahead and cut that the same as the other side. So, and then I'm going to use one of these to start the next one, just so that they're all, you know, approximately the same here. And then I'm switching out for the one I just trimmed off of that. That way it's exactly the same. All right, sorry about that. I had a little tickle in my throat and had to stop the camera. All right, so that one's finished there. And we're kind of making a little, let's see, that's one of my journaling card. And this I am making sure that if there's words that they are right set up, but it's really not that important. All right. Hopefully you guys can see this. I always get rid of the one from the other, and then I take the one from this one to, that way I'm all, because otherwise you're kind of sizing up a little hair each time. This allows me to stay closer to the same. So I always keep my bottom one, and one more. Here we go. And we will keep this one. Now, some people will have dies. They can, you know, do this more precisely with the dies. I have dies. I could pull them out. But, you know, for the sake of doing this the same way that maybe other people have access to. Oh, see that one? That one looks weird to me, but maybe it's pretty close. It'll be fine. All right, so now I have no hope of putting this no hope of putting this back together the way it came. So, let's see. Yeah, no. This is kind of fun though, right? Okay, I'm not going to try. We've got all these pieces now. We've got 4 tags. We've got 2 journaling cards and 1 itty bitty journaling card. I'm going to pause the camera here and do some sewing real quick, and I will be right back. I will also, when I come back, I'm going to include the other masterboard I did, which is exactly the same. So then we'll have 8 tags, 4 journaling cards, and 2 tiny ones. So hold tight, and I will be right back. And we're back. So these, I just sewed around the edges to give it some extra interest. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can do faux stitching with a you know, like a little Sharpie pen or a fine point pen. Even a white gel pen looks good, as you know, if you're wanting it to look like a white thread. This is just a brown. I did leave my threads long for right now because I'm just not sure, you know, what look I'm going for on them yet. So this is the 1 piece of paper cut up into 4 tags, 2 journaling cards, and 1 itty bitty one. Now, I do want to go ahead and, you know, get these distressed a little. So I'm just gonna take my ink and run it around all the edges. We're gonna make it look a little grungy here. I just don't want, you know, it to look like kind of that stark kind of cream. I mean, it's cream already, but you know, just want it to look aged a bit. So we're just going to go around and do that. Actually, Want to make sure that if there's any light colors on the edges in the front, we get those too. So we'll go around both sides real quick. I'm just going to do this very quickly. I don't, try to spend a ton of time on this. I don't know if you can see this right here, but there are some edges which the paper didn't go all the way. So by inking those and darkening them, they're entirely less noticeable. So it kind of covers up some imperfections as well as gives the back of the journaling card an aged look. Oh my word. I swear this little bit of a cold that I have is making me have a brain fog. Okay, we'll get that a little grimy. That one's done. Let's get this itty bitty little guy. Here's some more of that white, gone, fixed. I have a bit of a heavy hand on this. I know some people go really light. You can do, when I'm on camera, I'm moving a little bit faster because I don't want you guys to sit here for an hour watching me ink the back of these things. I always like the way that sounds. I listen to other people ink their stuff. I like the way it sounds. Some people do, some people don't. So I just want to get all of these aged a bit. These will be places for someone to journal and write some thoughts down. All right, there's that one. 3 more tags and we're done. Let's see if we can get these done quickly. So I have a quick question for you guys who have been doing this a bit longer than me. Like, I'm using these little flat foam pads here with the handle. I got one of these for free with a recent order, and this has it's the new domed foam pads. Just wondering between the two, if there's like a preference. Have you guys tried these new ones? Are they any better? I'm gonna, when I get ready to trade out, I think I'm gonna give it a go or try it on one of my other colors. I haven't decided yet. I, of course, use this one much more than any of the others. My vintage photo, and even on my card making, I've got a lot of distress colors anyway, so it'll be fun to figure out how the other colors come into play with, a walnut stain obviously I could use on this. That's got the dark blues and that would look beautiful. I just happened to start with this because it was out and I want to be cohesive with the whole thing, so. All right, last one. Appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. I have a big question at the end of our time together today. I have changed the cover of the journal and I want an opinion before I do it. I know you guys have a ton of experience, especially between everybody, so maybe I'll, tally them up at the end and see which one comes out on top. I'll tell you, well, I might not tell you the way I'm leaning. I might wait and see. I don't know. Maybe I'll write it down and see who comes in. Okay. We've got all of our edges inked. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 tags, 2 journaling cards, and this itty bitty one. Now I did make another master board on my own, and I cut that up earlier and sewed it as well. So we now have 8 tags, 4 journaling cards, and 2 of the little minis. So I'm going to bring our journal in for a second here so I can show you what I'm talking about. So let's see. So these, just for those who may not know, because I have a lot of family watching that doesn't, they're not junk journalers, but I am going to do a surprise video about a package I received from my stepmom. She sent me an amazing Happy Mail that will shock you from a non-junk journaler. But she's an artist, so it really, I mean, it's shocking, but not as shocking as it could be. Anyway, these tags, you know, they're going to go in like little spaces in the journal. We're going to make pockets, and look, they're going to go with the theme of this journal. It's just going to pull more in. So these are going to look lovely. So here is the question. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Oh, that's in. Sorry. I guess we are zoomed out. Apologize for that. I'm going to set these up here so that they're still in view. Now, as you guys know who have been watching, I made a mistake here. See this right here? I know it's probably not that noticeable, but it is. Okay, I'm an imperfect perfectionist. So I glued this down crooked, and it's about a 1/4 inch up here, and then as you see down here, it's right on the curve of the spine. So what that means is when I'm looking at the front, this is smaller than this, so it is crooked. I am thinking of distracting from this by putting, so I have this doily. I was looking around my craft room, like what could I put over this? So I have this doily, and I want to know what you guys think. It is a different color of cream. I'm thinking of gluing it on the spine like this, so that the little circular part is centered, and then it would come out like this. Now, I would be embellishing, so you may not notice this transition right here as much. There will be some embellishments here, and then what I was thinking is I'll have a big closure here, so it'll either wrap around and close with that. But anyway, I know that this doesn't match, and that's where I'm hung up on it. I'll just tell you, I'm thinking about going with it. So you guys tell me, like, put the big stop sign up and say halt. Leave it as is. The imperfections are fine. Save your doily for another project. Anyway, I will wait for your comments. Please, if you're watching this video, comment. Even if you're not a junk journaler, I want to know, would you fix it because it would bother you forever? Or would you leave it as is and learn to not always try to be perfect? So, I mean, obviously it's not going to be perfect anyway, but we always try. We can try. So I think that's it today. I'm going to come back with another video. On the next video, we're going to do some embellishing of these. I may go ahead and put eyelets in these, or I might take some fabric or some, I don't know, let's see what I have here so I can show you what I'm talking about. This one's kind of small, but imagine this is wider. I might just make some flat and do some stitching just across there that'll line up with the rest. So I may do that off camera. We'll see. If I decide to sew things on, then I'll do it off camera. If I'm just going to put eyelets and some sort of ribbon, then I'll do that on camera. And until then, take care of yourselves. Please hit the like button, and my cord is in the way here. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe. I'd love to have you as a subscriber if you're not already. And you know, if you have crafty friends, share this video with them. Let them know I'm a beginner also. I mean, I've done paper crafting for a while, but nothing like junk journaling. This was intimidating, but I fell in love with it. And I mean, so in love that I was willing to create a YouTube channel. I've been a card crafter for, I don't know, over 10 years off and on. And I've never been so motivated to share what I'm doing. You can look on my Instagram, and there's some cards that were posted there from, before I started this, if you're curious what kind of card making I did. I'll share my Instagram below, and even on my Facebook page, Bluebird Lane Creations on Facebook, there's some of my card and other paper craft images. But I have really turned the corner here, and I just enjoy this so much. So I look forward to sharing more with you here soon. And until then, I hope you have a great day.